guys? Welcome back to the Cinematic Web, the segment here on the show where I'll be reviewing the movies that you truly want to see. I'm Colin, your movie correspondent, and let's jump into this week's movie. This week's movie is Warfare. Warfare is directed by Ray Mendoza and Alex Garland, and it actually follows a single event that Mendoza and his platoon encountered while they were in Iraq. So it takes place in a single location. Basically, the SEALs take control of a house in the middle of the night, and then when morning comes, they start to see enemy activity start to converge on their location, and eventually it just becomes an absolute fight for survival until reinforcements can arrive. What's different about this movie compared to other war movies that I've seen is that everything you see and hear is taken directly from accounts that this platoon gave. So they really wanted to make this movie as realistic as possible, and because of that, the mission itself takes place in real time. What I also thought was interesting is that this movie doesn't really have a main character, but really the platoon itself is, I would say, the main character because it's showing each one of their perspectives in a different way and kind of what they're experiencing. And so it really doesn't focus on one hero or one character, but kind of the platoon as a whole. What I really liked about this movie is it shows how mundane war can be until it's not. And so the first 15 minutes of the movie is them just kind of sitting around, listening to their comms, and then really all hell breaks loose after that. But it really shows the absolute brutality and the trauma of what these soldiers really faced. And because of this, it's a really hard movie to watch. It was harder for me to watch this movie than any other war movie I've seen, but on the bright side, it also shows kind of the bond that these men had together to ensure that they survived. One of my favorite parts of the movie was also the sound design and how they used that to convey what the soldiers themselves were experiencing. Because when I was watching it, especially in the middle of the firefights or the explosions, I could really feel myself getting anxious and being like, oh, like this is super intense. But I think that just helped show exactly what they were experiencing and what they were going through. So I thought that was really good. Now, the cast itself is pretty stacked. Has a lot of MCU actors like Will Poulter, Joseph Quinn, and even Michael Gandolfini as well. Looking at the final verdict for this movie, I would say this movie is definitely not for everyone. If you are not a fan of gore or of war movies, then this movie probably isn't for you. But for what the directors were trying to convey, I would say it's excellent. It gives you a real understanding of what these men went through and how they stuck together to get out of the terrible situation that they were in. I would give it 4 Webbs out of 5. I wouldn't say it's a perfect movie, but I would say it's definitely up there and definitely something that a lot of people should go see. But yeah, thank you for tuning into this week's segment, and I'll turn it back to you boys over on the pod.